Yo, let's see who we get in here. Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Video team 144 look pretty good, honestly. They did look pretty good. What's going on, Balance for? Let me put my glasses on. Yeah, I'm getting. Let's see. Yeah, they were saying that McCord was going to be better than JJ, and he didn't look good. He did not look good. And Michigan, I've been arguing with back and forth with Ohio State fans all day because they, for some reason, they just can't admit that they didn't look good. Like y'all didn't look good. It's not a big deal. Like you didn't look good. Like I don't get what the oh you didn't look good. You try to compare Michigan's game to your game, and I mean if you actually watch the games, even though the scores were similar, there were two the way the game played out was two different things. Your quarterback looked average at best. JJ looked like he's taking the next step and like he's this glare is just killing me with these glasses. JJ took that next step like he is that dude. So it's just a big difference. Plus, we pulled the starters. It was just like, bro, come on. Like, just admit that y'all didn't look good. Oh, Ross says, I definitely think the team looks more physical on defense. There's popping on hits, which is not something I saw too much last year. Also, what is with putting walk on future Dennis at punt? I don't know what was up with that at punt return. Thaw, I'm not sure. I've never heard of him, but I'm glad they got him from back there. Punt return is some you need somebody back there dynamic, not just somebody that can just catch the ball. Like you got all these DBs on the bench, these receivers, use them. Put somebody explosive back there and see if you might can, get something, get a advantage at punt return and kick return. Mullins back there. Come on, give me a break. Like what are we doing? P. Maximus says, I rewatched the game. Why every time our receivers catch the ball, they are falling down or diving down? No run after the catch. Was Tyler Morris hurt? I never saw him. I believe he's hurt. Peyton O'Leary's hurt, I believe. We're kind of banged up already, honestly. But yeah, that's something I noticed also that there was like no run after the catch. And part of that was the way the plays were set up. But sometimes it was just like, bros, and to me that's a problem. Like it's not just good enough to complete a pass. You want to complete a pass, and then your receivers can run after the catch. He catches for 15 yards, and he can run afterwards and get 30. You can run after and get 10 more yards. You know what I'm saying? That was something that Ronnie Bell was very good at. Ronnie wasn't happy just getting a 12-yard catch. He wanted to turn it into a 25 or a 30-yard catch. Definitely need that. Wolf of South Beaches, why you think Alex Orji didn't play at all? They're saving him for the Big Ten season. Uh, Probably. I think they are saving him, and they may want to redshirt him to save some of his years if you can. So you might want to save him for more big time games. I don't know. That's just my thought process. But Davis Warren got in. He didn't look good, but they weren't really trying to really run the offense. They were just trying to run out the clock. Also, if it was me, I'd run the offense because ECU, and we're going to see this a lot this year. Teams are just going to be run blitzing us and doing these different fronts and stunts and things to disrupt our offensive line. Like teams are not. We got 2 years of hardball ball with good backs and a good offensive line, and everybody knows it. So now it's like y'all ain't finna just be running for 300, 400 yards on us. I don't care if it is the backups. No, y'all ain't finna do that. My burner account says Alex Orji isn't that good to be saved, and we have to stop with that pipe dream. Well, why I said that is because if JJ leaves, you got Davis Warren, Alex Orji, Jaden Davis. That's if he still comes. These kids can change their mind. We got those guys. So, you can still save a year of eligibility. Alex Orji, he might not be. Nobody's saying Alex Orji's. I don't know who to name, Caleb Williams or something. But let's not act like dude isn't a freak of nature. And they might not have just played him. This is just my speculation, but to act like he can't be used. Alex Orji could be used the same way Tim Tebow was used when Chris Leak started. He's valuable in that same way that he's built like a Mack truck and he's a quarterback. So he has value. It's just, do you know how to use his value? Do you want to use it? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying he's being saved like he's the future starter, but if you can save these kids a year of eligibility, teams like to do that. Like Alex Orji, if you build an offense around what Alex Orji can do, you might have the best running game in the nation, honestly. Let's see. P. Maximus says Brady McGregor kept overrunning plays or would picked up by a pulling guard. He looked very disappointing, not the motor I thought he would have. Yeah, and this is what I was talking about on the video yesterday, the post-game video I made. Brady McGregor, listening to him, he doesn't sound like when Sam Webb interviewed him, he doesn't sound like he was ready to be that dude. You know what I'm saying? He didn't sound like it. And listening to him talk, it sounded like he's just really trying to have, like he's not thinking about, I'm about to dominate. Like I'm going to dominate. He's more thinking about, I just need one game with 3 sacks so I can, with 2 or 3 sacks, and then I can go to the league. Which, I mean, everybody wants to go to the league, but your mindset should be not, oh, I'm just going to have 2 or 3 sacks against Penn State or Ohio State so I shoot up draft boards. No. You should really be like, I'm about to get 3 sacks against ECU. So by the time this ECU, I'm going to get 2 sacks against UNLV. I'm going to get 2 sacks against these other garbage teams, at least. So then by the time we do play Ohio State or something, I get 1 sack. I got 8, 9 on the year. Not like thinking like And this is what he was saying, like, oh, it just takes that one game. Bro, forget that one game. Give me a season of this game you had 2. This one game you had a half a sack. This game you had 1 sack. This game you had another half a sack. This game you had 2 sacks. This game you had 3 sacks. So it encompasses you're getting sacks consistently. And that's what's really going to shoot you up them boards. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me listening to him talk about this. I was like, this dude don't really sound like he wants to just dominate or he hasn't figured it out yet. Sometimes these dudes just overthinking a lot. But he definitely did. None of the pass rushers or edge rushers really showed me anything. And I know somebody in my comments was saying, oh, well, ECU was getting rid of it quick. Sometimes they did, other times they didn't. And those guys were just flying around the edge wide. He was stepping up and they were done. They were out of the play. It was a wrap for them. The only person that really came through and had a good, decent pass rush was Kenneth Grant early in the game, which turned into that pick that Mike Sanders still got. That was really the only real pressure. I think Jenkins got pressure on another play. But the edge rushers, no. I'm sorry. It just wasn't there. I'm pretty confident our pass rushers will get better as season goes on. Also, ECU's, see, they weren't getting rid of it that quick, bro. I mean, sometimes they were. Other times they could have got there. They just didn't get there. Whether it was the pass rush move they tried, which all they were doing was going around the edge. So that's my point. They had enough time to get there sometimes. They just didn't get there. Like, I'm not gonna make excuses for dudes just not getting there. Like, I didn't see any dynamic moves like boom, boom. I'm here. A second and a half. I'm here. It wasn't there. It just wasn't. Like, I ain't gonna make excuses for stuff that. And this isn't to say, but this is the thing. This isn't to say they won't get better, but I'm not going to act like they were, ECU was just getting rid of it so quick. They weren't. Not all the time. They just weren't getting there. It's just a fact. What's up, big discussion? What's going on, bro? He says, Blake didn't look explosive running through the hole. What you think? Yeah, and this is my problem with Blake. And I know some people won't like it, whatever. To me, Blake every offseason he keeps trying to gain weight. Last year he gained weight. Last year you lost a step, which made you still kind of fast. This year there was no need to gain any weight, any more muscle. Like, the thing that makes Blake dynamic and that dude is his shiftiness, which is quickness, and his speed. Don't take that away from yourself, because I know he's probably looking at like the NFL and stuff. You're just not built like that. So the NFL, like, Blake's he's built small. Even when he packs on all that weight, he's still built small. So the NFL is going to look at you in a certain light anyway. And in the NFL, there aren't many teams that just have one back that they just feed the ball to. They have a stable of backs, usually, that can do different things. So you just being dynamic with your speed and quickness, that gives you something right there. You keep gaining this weight, you're slowly losing what made you a beast in Blake Corum. You know what I'm saying? You're slowly losing that. But hopefully it was him coming back from injury, finding his way actually in live reps now, because they say Blake wasn't really getting hit in practice this offseason. That's just what I heard. So hopefully it's just him coming back and him just, really starting to trust his body to, now it's real games. So you're going to be doing things that you just don't really do in practice. So hopefully that's part of it. But this offseason, when I heard him gaining weight, I was like, why? Why are you gaining more weight, bro? You're going to lose what makes you that dude. Okay, let's back off the saving orgy talk. Ain't nobody hinted that in spring ball or fall camp. I mean, you could be right, bro. I'm just saying what possibilities are. I'm not with the team, so I'm just saying stuff. I guess you say some of this stuff. I'm just giving you what it could be. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want to play him. But my thing is, I think he's good enough to play to have a set of plays strictly designed for him, like the red zone. We have a need for somebody to step up the run game in the red zone. It's just a fact. I think Orgy could fill that void. I mean, it ain't hard to see. He's huge. He's used to handling the ball. He wants contact, looks for contact. Built like somebody else I know that dominated and had red zone plays when they weren't the starter. Tim Tebow. They had a starter in Chris Leak that was seasoned. JJ's seasoned at this point. Orgy has a skill set like Tim Tebow. I'd use him in the red zone. It's just me. It's pretty simple, but hey, I'm sitting here. I ain't coaching the team. Blake, Count 22 says Blake was tentative, understandable first game back off surgery, still averaging 7.2 per carry. That's true. He did have that one run that was like 20 yards, I want to say, or 15, or I think it was about 20, where he kind of looked like old Blake. And then he had that other one around the edge where he got like 30 something. So we're just nitpicking seeing the old Blake. So we're just comparing him to his old self from last year. You know what I'm saying? So, but to me, I think that speed that he had, honestly, I'd like to see Blake lose 10 pounds. I'm just going to be 100. Especially coming off that injury. I'd like to see him lose more weight, lose about 10 pounds. I think it'll be better for Michigan and for him in the long run. But that's just me. Didn't Alex redshirt last year? I'm not sure. Got to use him in the red zone because we have nobody that can score easy from the 1 yard line. Michigan never runs to the outside. Everything always up the middle. SMH. That's a fact. That's a fact right there, bro. This is a throwback reference, but Roman Wilson kind of reminds me of Derek Alexander out there with the number one. I hope he can be a beast like DA was. The number one is Michigan tradition. For guys that are younger that don't know, Michigan used to always have a receiver that wore number one. But it wasn't just any receiver. He was either on the way to being a dog or he was a dog. So that's the thing about the number one. The number one, guys that wear that number one, there's a lot that comes with it. You got to be that dude at receiver. Like, it's just, in the past, it wasn't like you couldn't just say, I want the number one at receiver. You couldn't do that. You want the number one? Boy, please, you ain't getting that. You got some work to do to get that number. Nah, brother. You ain't been here long enough and you ain't proved enough to wear that jersey. So that's where the history comes from. I'm glad to see it back. And I'm glad to see Roman putting up numbers like he deserves the number one. I'm glad to see it. I like the tradition. Some of this traditional stuff I don't care for, but that some of those things I do like, and I think they should always stay. I think it gives the receivers something to live up to. Like when I'm a junior, I'm gonna wear the number one. I'm gonna get that jersey. I want to wear that number one. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it gives them something. It means something to wear that number one at Michigan. I don't think you should get away from that type of stuff. Jay Marion says, felt like Mentor said we're up 30. Everybody is healthy. Shut it down in the second half. We should have kept our foot on the gas with the second team. Yeah, I think he did say that. I think offensively, I would have liked to have seen them still. Don't just dial it back. Get that quarterback reps because nothing is guaranteed. You don't know what could happen to JJ or whatever. Knock on wood. You don't want to throw away the season now. We got a guy he's never taken any meaningful snaps. He don't know what he's doing. Let these dudes get reps. But then again, it's Mentor. It's not Harbaugh. So he's probably just like, all right, we're up. I did my job. Let me not do too much. This ain't my team. I'm not the head coach for real. So let's just get out of here healthy. Let's just get out of here. I did my job. Let's go. Let's go celebrate. Yep. Let's see. Jay Marion says, you mentioned last night Josiah Stewart was not impressive outside rush to open a QB running line. Yeah, he wasn't. And I thought he would have been impressive. He had the look. I'm just trying to see what's your desire? Like, what's your desire to want to be great? Like, and maybe that's how you got to play the game. But maybe that's just me seeing how much Aiden wanted it, and I'm putting that pressure on these other dudes to have that motor going 150%, bleeding Michigan like your life depends on it. Maybe that's me putting too much on, but some of this stuff, bro, you got to put in the effort and really want it. You didn't go to Indiana. You didn't go to you didn't go to Rutgers or something. You didn't go to one of these lower level teams that don't have championship expectations. See, you came to Michigan. You got to show up and show out. If not, you shouldn't have came here. You knew what was going on here. So the effort has to be there. Undisciplined pass rush. I don't know if these dudes thought it was ECU and they just thought they'd be able to fly around the edge and just get easy sacks. Well, guess what? They wasn't going for it. You was flying around that edge. The QB was stepping up like, okay. But then when you did fly around the edge, it was a wrap for you. You know what I'm saying? So the effort has to be there. Him jogging off the field. I saw another play where he did one of these. If he actually came like he wanted to hit the running back, he probably could have got him. But he just did one of these like, whatever kind of thing. It was just a lackluster effort for me. I saw him. He popped off my screen a couple times with lackluster effort. Like, business decision. Because there were a lot of guys around that play. Bro, it is too early for you to be making business decisions. You need to be showing up and showing out. Honestly, you want to go to the NFL, bro, you got to get sacks consistently. Malachi says, I think Blake's too big, but also might just be rusty. Facts. Secondary looks solid. Watless, great ball skills. That's a fact. The secondary looked solid, especially without Will Johnson, without Rod Moore. Makari Page was in and out. He didn't play that much. So the secondary, those guys are legit. The Zeke Berry, Keon Saab, those guys are legit. Josh Wallace, great addition, a guy that's played a ton of ball and brings leadership. So that was great. Let's see. Wolf of South Beach says, what do you think about Mike Barrett missing all those tackles? Got to think Hausman takes over full-time starter soon because he's more physical and faster sideline to sideline. I've been saying it all offseason. Hausman is, if he's not better than him already, which I think he is, he will be. And his ceiling is way higher. Mike Barrett's like in his 6th year. He ain't getting no better. I'm sorry. He's just not. He's not even really a linebacker. He's a safety playing linebacker. He comes from the Viper, where you bring down a safety type guy that's safety / hybrid. He's not even a real linebacker, honestly. So Hausman needs to start, honestly. It's just a fact. I mean, I ain't going to keep barking on it, but Hausman needs to start. It just is what it is. And honestly, I think Hausman will help Junior Colson a lot because he's an actual linebacker. You know, those guys actually, they see the game different. When you play a certain position and you're actually good at it, you know what I'm saying? At a young age, you see the game different. You see it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I think he'll help Junior Colson a lot. He needs, because Junior Colson, as good as he is, he's just missing a edge and a physical nature to him. Like, he's just missing it. So I think him seeing Hausman out there flying around laying wood is going to definitely help him try to raise his game more. Michigan Blue 1234 says, I hope Morris and Clemens get healthy for next week because with those guys, Moore, Roman, and CJ, we have a really good receiving core. Honestly, the receiving core showed promise. I was very happy with the receivers, especially Roman and CJ. Those dudes been around, so I want to see them at this point. They should look like pros. Like, they should be looking like pros. Like, I'm still in college, but I'll be playing in the NFL next year. They should look like that, and they looked like that yesterday for the most part. So that's what I want to see out of them. It's just the young guys, but the young guys look pretty good, the ones that played, honestly. So I was very happy with the pass game, JJ, and the receivers. The offensive line, the pass blocking was pretty good for the most part. JJ had to step up a few times, had some guys kind of reach like they might get him, but they never really did. So I was pretty happy with that. Oh, this is a good one right here. Why we always go shotgun inside zone, run within 5-yard line instead of going under center? I'm not sure about that. And it's funny because Harbaugh's he's gotten into this spread kind of shotgun stuff, but that wasn't him. He was more of a I formation, power I kind of guy. That's who he is. So it's funny that in the red zone, he doesn't instruct those guys to get in the I formation. It's kind of funny, bro. Because it's like, bro, it seems like Harbaugh, once we get in the red zone, that would be like, ooh, I can't wait to get in the I formation, because that's what you are. You're an I formation kind of guy. So it's funny that he doesn't seem like he couldn't wait. That would be like, all right, well, I can't wait to get under center. I formation, power I, goal line. But they don't do it. They're always in these shotgun sets, which is just not smart by the goal line, honestly. Kicking Chicken says that did anyone else have problems with the game freezing? Oh, Peacock, mine didn't really freeze too much, honestly. I know the sound went out. The commentary went out when they were reviewing Josh Wallace's interception. They showed a piece of it, and then they showed it again, the same piece of it, but they never actually showed what happened during the play, like the full slow motion replay of it, which that's why I didn't know exactly what happened. They got to get it together. Malachi says, am I tripping, or did Donovan look slower too? Donovan didn't really look slow to me. He looked about the same to me, honestly. He just didn't have good blocking on most of his plays. But as far as him looking slower, when he went around that edge, he looked like the same Donovan when he got that 15-yard gain and went out of bounds. He looked about the same to me on that play. Nala says Donovan looks like he's not interested in playing these cupcake games. I don't think they are. You got to understand that these guys got hurt. These guys were both injured last year. I think Donovan got hurt in the cupcake game last year. So you got to understand, like, these guys are trying to win the Big Ten, win a national championship. You get hurt playing a cupcake, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, I didn't get hurt going against Penn State or Ohio State or even Michigan State. I got hurt playing Hawaii. Great. I got hurt playing Eastern Carolina. But I mean, they still got to go out there and handle their business, but I can understand. Yeah, Donovan don't want to get hurt because we got bigger fish to fry than East Carolina. That's why somebody was complaining about him going out of bounds on that 15-yard carry. It's like, bro, he had 3 defenders coming up. So business decision. When we get into Big Ten play, these dudes are going to get plenty of carries and they're going to have to put that wear on their body for real once we get into Big Ten play. So they're trying to protect themselves, because if Donovan gets hurt playing East Carolina, we're all going to be mad. You know what I'm saying? If Blake gets hurt, because if Donovan gets hurt, once we get to Big Ten play, Blake's going to be getting about 30 carries a game. Then we're going to be like, oh boy, same thing that happened last year. He's getting too many carries. Now all of a sudden he's hurt. We got blessed last year that Donovan was still able to play with the injured knee and with a hand that's all taped up in a broken thumb or whatever. We got very blessed, because if he ain't in that Ohio State game, I'm not sure if we win it, honestly. I mean, the defense was lights out, but you got to understand, without him, we probably couldn't have ran it at all. Because I don't think anybody could have. We didn't have a running back on the roster patient enough and fast enough to do what he did on those big, long runs. So the whole game kind of changes up. But, yeah, we got blessed that he was able to play, because Blake was out. If Donovan was out too, which he could have been if he just decided, I'm not going to play with this hurt knee or with this taped up hand at a running back, we would have been sick. So I don't got a problem with these dudes being smart about it, playing these cupcake teams. We got bigger fish to fry. And I love me some catfish. Yeah, Blake's not really a speed back anymore. And I hate that. Honestly, I hate it, because he was so fast. Blake was fast. Like, Blake was super fast. 2021 season, 2020 also. Man, that dude was flying. So quick, so fast. You make a mistake, just like the 30-yard run he had yesterday. He takes that in easily, 2021. He takes that in so easily. Like, I really don't care for him gaining all that weight, bro. You don't need. It's not going to make you get drafted higher or anything. I'm not sure why he's deciding to gain all this weight. It's not going to help you in the NFL because you're losing what makes you special. What makes you special is you had elite quickness and elite speed. That's what made you special. You gaining that weight is taking away what makes you a special running back. I'm not understanding why nobody on the staff didn't tell him this. Like, bro, no, you don't. You're big enough. Honestly, you need to gain more lean muscle. Blake's gaining mass. He's getting muscle mass. He's not gaining lean muscle. There's a difference. What up, LaRon? That's a fact. I don't think it. That TCU loss might have been the biggest blessing in disguise as far for JJ in the team, because you could literally say, we lost because of you, JJ. We lost because of you. You could say that. Whether you want to say it was because of defense or whatever, you could still say, JJ, we lost because of you. You didn't play good enough. You didn't study enough film. You didn't go through your progressions good enough. Your footwork wasn't good enough. You weren't focused enough. Your ball placement wasn't good enough. You could literally say all of that stuff, and he couldn't say anything. He'd have to say, you're right. All he could say is, you're right. I have to get better. And now, in the offseason, you could do the same thing, or he could say, I'm going to get better. I'm not going to let that happen again. And it looks like that's what he did. I mean, we heard it all offseason that he took it personal. And that's what we need, because we need JJ to be that dude. Because don't get it twisted. The same formula that Ohio State, TCU, the same formula most of these teams play, we're going to face it this year. 8-man fronts, a lot of blitzing linebackers, a lot of run blitzes. We're going to see a lot of that same stuff this year. JJ has to be that dude. He has to be. And also, we want him to be that dude. So when teams do that, JJ out there lighting them up. And we're sitting back like, hell, this is new. We can't run it in yet. We're up 20 still. It's good. It's good. So that's the thought process. Yeah, we couldn't run it today. We still won by 30. Who cares? Good question. Do I want us to keep throwing it around next game, or you want to establish and dominate in the run game? I still want them to throw it around. I still want them to throw it, because we're gonna run it. We're gonna attempt to run it, and I'll take the same approach as they did last year. Last year they didn't have gaudy rushing numbers against the Cupcakes. They didn't. You can go back and look. They might have been a little bit better than this, but the quarterback play wasn't as good. So I want them to continue letting JJ throw that rock, getting looks, getting reps. I want him to still progress, because they're still going to try to run it, and the running game is going to come along steadily but surely. It's going to come along. And they got a lot of new guys, so they have to figure out who they want where. Okay, this guy might not need to start. Let's try this other guy that's starting caliber. You know what I'm saying? So I want that. Keep the same formula. And also, I don't want to put too much pressure on Donovan and Blake. I want them to just keep it the same way. About 10 carries each. Keep them healthy because we may have to lean on them heavy in Big Ten play. They're going to take a lot of punishment in Big Ten play. So I want to use these games to get the passing game to where we need it to be. AOKO, what's up, bro? Says JJ was throwing in the very tight windows, looking off safeties with his eyes, not selling for the run despite an open field, looked more comfortable in the pocket. Yeah. And to me, the game slowed down for him. That's the biggest thing with JJ, I think. The game has slowed down for him. He's not in a rush. He understands what he's seeing. He understands where his receivers are. He's understanding what he can get away with. He's playing within himself, and the game has just slowed down. That's what I took away from yesterday. The game has slowed down for him. And when the game slows down for a player, look out. Okay, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Rick says the Buckeyes will get exposed against Notre Dame. Honestly, I think they might. I think they probably will. Notre Dame is no joke, honestly. With their new quarterback, they always seem to have a pretty good defense. And so if OSU doesn't have their quarterback on point, they're going to have problems. Now, they might be able to struggle and get away with it against certain teams, but Kyle McCord looks a long way from C.J. Stroud. So you just saying, oh, well, they struggled last year, and boy, C.J. Stroud will throw dimes. He will throw some dimes. As much as I talked about him, that dude will throw some dimes, honestly. Kyle McCord's best throws were like to dudes that were wide open, like Cade Stover behind the linebacker 3-4 yards. The linebacker ain't even looking. He just puts it over the top. Whoa, I could have threw that. He ain't even looking. One-on-one with the linebacker. Linebacker ain't looking. And OSU got away. That was a strip sack. That sack, they should have went into the half 3-3. Yeah. I believe it was 3-3 or 7-3. They should have went in the half 7-3, I believe. That was a strip sack. I don't know what these dudes are doing in these reviews. It's like they're just looking like they're just going in there and then they're just like, I'm just going to make up something. They're just going in there looking at, they just go in the tent. I'm just going to make up something. And he ain't even looking at the video. He just waiting a certain amount of time. It was the call on the field stands, incomplete pass. Like the JJ play. JJ obviously passed the line yesterday on that first touchdown to Roman Wilson. And this dude goes into the video thing. Call on the field stands. Bro, that was obvious he passed the line. Like, come on. Like, I'll take the touchdown, but like, come on. Like, let's be legitimate on what's going on in the game. Like, I can't take some of this stuff serious these refs are doing. Like, what are we going to video for? You want us to throw it around next game? Oh, this is the same question. ECU was throwing fast, short plays, didn't give him time for the rush. I hate the delayed blitzes. Michigan has a tendency to throw at opponents. They never seem to work. Did you see this man be killing me with this little day? Did you see little day offense they stole from Iowa? I've been trolling them hard. Look like they got Kate. Boy, you preaching now. You preaching now. That's not going to cut it. Their leading receiver was Stover at tight end. Yeah, he check down king. Kyle McCord is a check down king. That dude is a real check down king. And that'll get you, that'll make you look decent in practice because you're not turning it over, you're doing the right thing. But in the meanwhile, you're missing one-on-one plays. You're leaving plays on the field, opportunity. You got one-on-one. Your receiver is definitely better than that cornerback. Let that thing fly. Let that thing go. So I hope, honestly, I'm hoping they stick with him. I don't know what Devin Brown has got. Zach Smith says that Devin Brown played way better in the offseason and should have been the starter, but Ryan Day doesn't want Kyle McCord to transfer. So I'm hoping Ryan Day sticks with him. Stick with him. Stick with him. EQ says, what do you think about the two main rivalry matchups? Bears versus Packers, Cowboys versus Giants. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that. I mean, they longtime rivals. Bears, I don't think the Bears will be that good. The Packers, looks like Jordan Love is showing promise. Cowboys, they're always like, the Cowboys are always decent or kind of good, I'll say. And then they don't do anything in the playoffs. The Giants, I'm not sure how good the Giants will be, honestly. We always start off slow. They've been saying that. The Ohio State fans be killing me. I'm gonna start making solo videos just to troll them because they're so ridiculous that I get tired of typing on Facebook. I'm just starting to make videos specifically to troll them sometimes because it's like, bro, we always start off slow. Now, if you want to say last year, I'll give you that you played a good well, they turned out to be good. So let's just say you played a good Notre Dame defense. So I'll give you that. You know what I'm saying? Notre Dame, even though Notre Dame did a lot of the stuff we do, blueprint that we put out there, but it's like, bro, you played Indiana. And now they're trying to act like Indiana is a good Big Ten team. Boy, this ain't 2020 with Michael Penix. Man, stop it. Indiana is a bottom-tier Big Ten team. Like, come on. Like, just stop this nonsense they've been saying. Like, these Ohio State fans, they wilding. They wilding. And they want to, like, bro, just stop. Just say you didn't look good, bro. Come on. Like, you didn't look good. There's no harm in it. Like, dang, we didn't look good today. But they just won't admit it. Why are we constantly fumbling at the goal line exchange going back to TCU? I'm not sure. The thing about that was the one at TCU, that was Mullins, and they were under center, and Mullins, he didn't even come close to getting the ball. I don't know what he was doing. I thought last year's spring game, I thought Khalil Mullins was going to be a decent running back or a good running back. At this point, I'm like, bro, why are y'all still playing this dude? But this year, that was with Donovan. I'm not sure what happened on that. You know what I'm saying? They're just not on the same page. Trying to do too much, I think. Trying to do too much and yeah, trying to hurry up. Donovan jumping over the thing. They weren't, either way, they weren't going to get it, honestly. Whether JJ kept that or whether Donovan, he jumped up, he wasn't finna get it. So that play was crap. Just that whole play, throw that thing away. Boom. Yeah, that'll solve it. Throw that whole, whatever that was, throw it in the trash. Because it wasn't going to work. Roll Talk says, how long will Johnson be out? I'm not sure. They didn't say. Michigan is hush-hush with a lot of this stuff. You'll know when guys are hurt or injured, but you really won't know when they'll come back. Nikhai Hill-Green, he was supposed to be out one game last year. He's working through something. Should be back next week. Dude missed the whole season. So they don't tell you. They just kind of he's working through something. That's usually the Harbaugh language. He's working through something. Him working through something means he could actually be back next week, or he might not play at all this year. Or it could be somewhere in the middle. We just don't know. The sound in the stadium was so bad they had only 4 speakers on top of those video boards. Mics kept cutting in and out too. Well, I guess that's a work in progress. S. Dot. It definitely did. You don't get faster adding muscle mass. Now, if you add lean muscle, you can still retain your speed. If you add muscle mass, you're going to lose speed and quickness. That's just how it goes. Like, you're going to lose a step. You gain weight. You're heavier than you would be. So if you add 10 pounds of muscle, 10 pounds of mass, go run with 10 pounds. You're not going to be faster. You're going to be slower. Now do that over a game. Constantly running with an extra 10 pounds. You're going to be slower. It's just how it is. Like, I would have liked to have seen him stayed where he was at last year. Or lean muscle, not mass. You can gain all the mass you want. Your body is made a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just made a certain way. Like, he's both, like, let's say this. Mark Ingram's and Blake are about the same size. Mark Ingram played for Alabama. What was he, like a 11 year NFL veteran or something? Played for the Ravens and a bunch of other teams. They're both small, like 5'8", 5'9"-ish, but Mark Ingram is built different. His bone structure is built different. He's going to be able to carry more weight in a better type of way. Blake's bone structure is made smaller. So him adding weight is going to be different from another type of player. No TDs for Harrison on Ohio State was shocking. I mean, he had the one, but he went out of bounds, came back in. They took it off the board. They've been. He's the best player in college football. He's the best player in college football. We got the best receiver, best player in college football. The best player in college football is playing corner for Colorado. He's playing corner and wide receiver for Colorado. That's the best player in college football. Because just off the fact that you playing all those snaps and you're actually involved. It's not like he's coming on offense for just one fluke play or something, or, a play here, a play there. This dude is actually playing a lot of snaps on offense and starting on defense. This dude is playing both ways, getting an interception, still got 100 and some receiving yards. If this dude keeps this up, he's going to be the second defensive player to win a Heisman from what he's doing. Antoine Johnson said, I've been begging Michigan to run slant routes, and they finally did it after 5 years. It's a simple route, but they never did it until yesterday. Me too. Slant routes should always be ran. That should be in everybody's offense, a slant, because they're so hard to stop. You're either going to have to keep a linebacker there and have him shade over enough. If you got a good quarterback, he can still fit it in there. Or your corner has to have great skills at the line, forcing you, beating you inside, so he can't throw that. But if you got a good receiver, hits him with he's gonna be open. I mean, yeah, Blake's vision is legit for real. Like that's also one of his gifts. His vision is on another level, honestly. Tim Hooker says, "What's up, brother? Can you say they give you nothing?" You get nothing. You get nothing. And that's what the defense, let's be real, they did give us a you get nothing. Because that 3 points at the end, that was real petty by ECU. And honestly, it was kind of pathetic. Like, come on, coach. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. Like, they didn't skunk us. Let's get this 3 as the time expires down 30. Come on, coach. Like, really? It's pretty sad. Rick says, when you play not to get hurt, that's when you get hurt. That's true also. It's a thin line, but trying to go into when a play is over, and a lot of people talking about that 15-yard play Donovan had when he went out of bounds. If you see the play, there's three ECU defenders coming at him. So there was no need for him to try to cut back in and try to get hit. You know what I'm saying? Because then if he did, we'll be sitting here saying, why didn't he just go out of bounds? Now Donovan's out for the season. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thin line. I mean, I could go both ways, but right now, I just want these guys healthy so we can try to continue what we've been doing and make it back to the playoff and win the championship. Because I mean, hey, they weren't trying to get it. They were playing rough and tough last year, and they both got hurt. Both of them had to have surgery in the offseason. So, it's just when it's time for you to get hurt, it's just time for you to get hurt, I guess. We don't need him to do all that against East Carolina anyway. That's right. Go out of bounds. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Because we just don't need it. We got the Big Ten schedule is long and physical. We're gonna get a chance to see these boys have to break a bunch of tackles and carry piles and get injured. We're gonna have that chances. Yeah. To me, that was a smart thing to do. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you could be right. You could be right. Hopefully he does lose some weight. I just like this, and this is just my opinion. I just like my favorite Blake is 2021 Blake. I'm sorry. That's my favorite Blake. He was a beast last year, but last year he had to take a lot of carries. And he got hurt also in 2021. So he probably could have had a lot of those similar yardage 2021 if he didn't get hurt. But 2021, boy, that Blake was different. You talking about you some daylight, still got the vision, but if you make a mistake, say goodnight. Deuces. He get that edge, you ain't catching him. Ain't no, I might catch him and get him out of bounds. Nah, bro. He is gone. He is gone and throwing up the deuces. You ain't catching him. You ain't catching him. Purdue, not Purdue, Iowa, Big Ten championship on a injured ankle, somewhat still injured ankle. See ya. See ya. Oh, JJ, you running with me? Let's go, dog. You ain't catching me. That's my favorite Blake. I want that. I don't care where I get it. I can go to the house, Blake. That's the best Blake to me. I don't care where I get it. I can go to the house. I don't care how I get. I'm gone. So that's my favorite Blake. I'm going to the house. Once I touch it, you best be in place because I'm going to the house. I got reservations. at the house. See ya. That's my favorite Blake. Yeah, Kirk Campbell was calling plays yesterday, at least. Let's see. Bro still ranting about them slants. Let me go down further. Make sure y'all hitting the like button, y'all. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Account 22 says Alar should have been picked 3 times. Yeah, he's got I'm not gonna front, he's got some promise to him, but I mean he is young, but I'm not sure about their offensive line. He was kind of running for his life and making good plays out of it sometimes. But I think with the right blitzes and going against a higher level of competition, I think we could give him nightmares. I think we could give Alar nightmares. That's just what I came from. That's what I got out of that game. Like, they're going to be a problem for sure, but I think we can give that offensive line some nightmares, which in turn will give Alar nightmares. I mean, Penn State is they always got talent. Like Penn State and Ohio State, we could almost always lose to them. It's always a possibility. But the thing about Penn State is their interior offensive line is small, so it can be exploited, especially with big dogs like the interior of their defensive line is small. So with our offensive line, that's a plus. And their offensive line, it still looks shaky to me. So that can be exploited, especially whether our pass rushers get their stuff together, but also with the blitz packages to where he's running for his life because he's not fast like that or something. So he can be running for his life, similar to last year. Let's see. What do I think of Prime at Colorado? I think that was a big time win. And honestly, his son looked good. And honestly, the talent that he's gotten, and they play and look like a Big 12 type team. And they look Big 12-y. A whole lot of offense, not much defense, but they got some dudes. And them dudes is fast. That running back that's a freshman, he's a stud. He's looking like Blake 2021. Give me the ball. I got reservations for the end zone. So we'll see. The thing about these first games, like when a team plays like TCU, We don't know how good TCU is after losing all of that talent. We don't really know how good they'll be. We have to wait. So that was a big time win, especially coming from HBCU, and so a lot of people are doubting what he did, bringing all those players, and oh, he's too cocky, whatever. So that was a big time win to show, yeah, I do belong at this level. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know how good Colorado is, and we don't know how good TCU is yet. It still has to be seen. Oh, it's cool, bro. It's cool. Gold says Michigan, Penn State, and Wisconsin scares me altogether, but I'm talking about the front of the schedule. Yeah, I mean, OSU got a little. They got some games because Wisconsin looks like they're back. Well, not back, but they look like they're improved, and they still got to play Notre Dame plus Penn State, Michigan. I mean, y'all got to play Michigan State also, but whew, Ohio State be doing something. Michigan State bad. They be doing them boys bad, man. Yeah, and not only did McCord not look good, but Ohio State's offensive line definitely didn't look good. Let me see. I don't know what just happened. Oh, this is it right here. Shout out to Rob. People are going to compare the Michigan score to Ohio State and act like it was the same game by the box score. Facts. This is what all the Ohio State fans have been doing. If you watch those games, they are complete opposites. Michigan controlled its game pretty much from the jump. When Ohio State was struggling to get anything going consistently. And I know some Ohio State, well, the defense only gave up 150 or something. Well, they played the whole game and Indiana couldn't throw it. And that wasn't because Ohio State's defense was just so good. It was because their offense was just based around running the ball. They weren't trying to throw it. And their quarterback he's not a good thrower. Which brings me to something else that I'm seeing in college football. And it's puzzling to me. I've been talking to my nephew about it. What's up with all these teams getting these just athletic quarterbacks and they just running the ball? They can't throw worth crap. Like what's up with all these quarterbacks that can't throw? Like they literally can't really throw it. They're just athletic. You're gonna have to throw that rock sometime. I'm seeing so many of these teams with these athletic quarterbacks that can't hit the broadside of a barn. It's crazy to me. Like, what do y'all do in practice? Just run the read? They just be running the read? I'm seeing that. Like, East Carolina's was kind of like that. I was watching West Virginia. They were kind of like that. Indiana's quarterback was like that. I'm seeing a lot of this. We're just a lot of teams just not having quarterbacks that can throw it. And I get it. We're going to play the time of possession game. We're going to bleed the clock. We're going to run it. But you're going to have to throw that rock at a certain time. You're going to have to complete some passes to beat an Ohio State, to beat a Michigan, to get that upset that you really want. You're going to have to throw that rock and complete some passes. And it's just like we're not going to throw it at all. Like until we just really have to. Once we get down 13 or 20, then we'll try to throw it. And, well, it's over at that point, so who cares? I guess we can try to throw it now. Like, bro, like, come on. because sometimes these games are close. Like Indiana, they slick had a chance, but they just we're not going to throw it because our quarterback can't throw it worth crap. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't find nobody that can throw the ball decent. It bothers me. Was I tweaking? Maybe I was. Let's say Blake didn't start. Is it really that far? Are we really taking a step back? I mean, it's not like CJ Stokes. It ain't like we saying CJ Stokes would start. Donovan would start. Oh, dang. Man, I'm tripping. Not the dude that ran for 503 games, 500 yards in 3 games, and with a hurt knee and a busted hand. Man, I'm wilding. I'm wilding. I'm just going off of what I'm. Something just wasn't looking right about Blake to me. So me saying he shouldn't start, that's not saying he's not going to play. That's just saying maybe you should ease him back a little more because something don't look right to me. So me saying he shouldn't start is just saying maybe we should let him ease back into being that guy. You know, that's just how I was thinking about it. This isn't saying like he's getting benched or something just because he don't got it no more. No, not at all. Because Donovan had more touches than Blake. You get what I'm saying? Being the backup, he had more touches. So that's just me saying maybe we should ease him back into this coming off of that surgery and everything. That's just my thought process. Big discussions. You love. I used to talk. I used to kill Brad Hawkins. I used to kill this dude. I had to adjust my TV screen. All of a sudden, it went to 1980s football. Even my TV went black and white. I thought I was watching the old school NFL cinematic film with that Ohio offense. Yeah, Ohio State, they didn't look like that. Definitely didn't. Exactly. And that's the biggest thing to me. When you can't gain all that muscle mass, it's not a good thing. I just don't understand what made him want to gain more muscle after last year. I think last year was the perfect size for him if he wanted to, be bigger than he was in 2021. I think last year was the perfect, like, don't get any bigger. But they say he added like 10 more pounds of muscle or muscle mass. So I just don't get it. Like, I don't get, like, what type of back are you trying to be? I don't think you really need to gain any muscle. It's not like you got hurt because you weren't big enough. You just got hit in the perfect spot for injury at that time. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a diehard Michigan fan, and I don't think it's easy to say JJ better than Shedeur. Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to say Shroud. I was like, Shroud. Oh, you talking about Deion's son. Hey, he ain't no joke. He ain't no joke. But the season has to play out. And this is also something. I believe they didn't. It's a total different team, and so it's going to take some weeks for teams to get film on Shedeur to see what he likes to do with all these new players, and they've got a different offensive coordinator than they had at Jackson State. So it's going to take weeks to get film on him, see what he likes to do, see exactly what their offense is, to see what to take away. But dude ain't no joke. I ain't taking nothing away from him. He probably is better than JJ from what we saw yesterday, because it wasn't, man. Yeah, it's hard to say that JJ is better than him, but also they're in two different offenses, things like that. You have to, when you compare players, you got to take a lot into context. It's not just, is he better than him? Especially if they're both playing well. It's hard to say because they're two different offenses. Shedeur putting that offense on his back, like, we about to sling this thing. We don't. Let me not even take nothing away from that dude. He did something that is unbelievable to me. And it's not the 500 yards. It's the fact that he had 4 receivers with 100 yards. I've never seen that happen. I've never seen that. I ain't never did that on the college football video game I used to play all day, every day. I've never done that. 4 different receivers with 100 yards. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. I've never seen that. And I the fact that I haven't done it in the game, it bothers me. The fact that I done played that college football video game for most of my life and Madden, and I don't think I've ever had 4 receivers with 100 yards. It bothers me that he did that, and I ain't did it on the game. That bothers me, y'all. Let's see. McGregor needs to do something. I need to see somebody look dynamic on that defensive edge rush. I need to see somebody be dynamic. I don't really care who it is. I just need to see somebody be dynamic. Not just running around that edge. I need to see a spin move. I need to see you set him up to the outside, come back inside. I need to see that bull rush. I need to see somebody show that I'm dynamic. And if we need a sack, if we need a pressure, I can get there from the edge. Not just, oh, he got rid of it quick. Boy, he ain't get rid of it that fast. They weren't getting rid of it every time that fast. Them dudes were just flying around the edge. Like, let's not make excuses for what's going on. Like, let's not do that. Somebody needs to be dynamic. Like, that's just what it is. We need somebody to be dynamic at that edge rush. Yeah, not every time, but I need to see, man, that was Braden McGregor on that play just for one play in a game. Well, give me one play where you look dynamic and you either get to the quarterback, hit the quarterback, or either get a sack. You need to see one play a game. The only person that shot off my screen, well, 2 people were Kenneth Grant, Kenneth Grant blowing through caused the pick. Chris Jenkins on another play, he shot off the screen. The edge rushers didn't shoot anywhere. Only time I saw one of them shoot off the screen was Josiah Stewart jogging off the field. He wasn't even jogging. He was almost walking off the field. And then they had to get like, bro, what are you doing? Come on. Oh yeah, this is a real game. Like, come on, bro. I've been talking you up all off season. I've been talking you up all off season. Now you gonna do me like this? What's wrong with this man? Zion Stewart out here making me mad. I've been talking this dude up. Yeah, I'm not really worried about the running game. It's to me, it's gonna pick up. Well, I guess I'll stay on here for 10 more minutes and then I'll jump off. CJ Mike says, Johnny, we love you, bro. Keep doing you. I'm with you on wanting to air it out more. Running the ball didn't get us a top 5 back, so why not air it out more and try to impress Bryce Underwood? Facts. Facts. Bro, I don't know what's going on with these teams. A lot of these teams, they just, oh, he's athletic. Well, we can work with that. Like, and people telling me we don't want Alex. For one, Alex Orgy brings you a good look just in when you do scout team stuff, especially the way these teams don't want to. Oh, we're just gonna get an athletic dude and and we're just gonna run it all game. Man, Alex Orgy will start for a lot of teams, because there's a lot of teams with just an athletic dude that can't throw that well, that aren't even close to the level of athleticism and physicality of an Alex Orgy. A lot of teams got dudes back there with half of the talent of that dude. SDB says Blake is adjusting to his muscle game, fam. It's going to take a few weeks to adjust, but be patient. I agree they should ease him back in, but fam, I'm not saying it's the end of the world. That's the thing. I ain't saying it's the end of the world. I'm just saying maybe he shouldn't start. Ease him back in. He don't have to start to ease him back in. It's a football team. This ain't, oh, Blake is the star. He has to start. You can ease him back in. Coming in, spelling Donovan. Then all of a sudden, Blake is back, and you're seeing it in the practices because he wasn't getting hit in practices. What they saying? Oh, Blake is back. Donovan Blake will be starting again. Like, this is a team. You don't just have to let him start. I mean, if he's that dude, then if he's the best, then he's the best. But if he's not, still gonna play. To me, it don't matter. I really don't care who starts at running back as long as they produce. I just see something I watch players closely and I watch their mannerisms in their faces and stuff. And from me seeing Blake from all these years, I could tell he was either thinking and something wasn't right. So me saying ease him back, that's not saying bench him. Both running backs are going to play a ton. I don't get why people are getting like, oh, you saying Blake can't play. Both of them are going to play a ton. Yeah, he is. He is. And I made a video when he committed, and I said he was going to be that dude because he was putting in work during the pandemic at his house, putting in real work, not like light work, weightlifting. He was putting in real work. That's what you have to do. But he's a musclehead. He is. He just works out all the time. That's all he wants to work out. They have to stop him from working out. But my thing is, there's just a certain type of muscle that you need to get. You can have lean muscle, or you can work out for mass. There's a difference. I just think it should be lean muscle. That's just me. Where's Don Brown? Don Brown is at UMass, I believe. Jay Marion. Me too. Me too. Exactly. There's no tape on Shador at Colorado. They got a new offensive coordinator, and they got a bunch of different a bunch of players that haven't played with him. So it's going to take some weeks to get film on him, what he likes to do, his tendencies, things like that. But that's not taken away from what he did. That was amazing. Who is this? Hey, that's what my teacher used to say. Put your glasses on, Johnny. Put your glasses on. I thought you instantly made me reminded me of my being like 12 and my teacher. Put your glasses on, Johnny. Put your glasses on. Oh my God. I think OSU lose to Penn State and Wisconsin. They definitely losing to Notre Dame. Sam Hartman, the dog. Ohio State is panicking about him, Johnny, and they was confident, not anymore. Yeah, I think they are panicking. I mean, Ohio State fans, they were just going off of the fact that Ryan Day has always produced a quarterback. But my thing is, you can rely on history, but history changes. Trends change. Now they might come back into play, but you're going to have every now and then you're going to have a blip. That was strange. Ryan Day's got a quarterback that doesn't look good. That's new. Things don't just like we're going to beat Michigan forever. You'll never win at the shoe. We lost by 22 at the shoe. Because this isn't a video game or a program. I mean, we're not getting into this is a simulation stuff, but things don't just stay the same forever. It's possible that Ryan Day can recruit a quarterback that's not that good, that was a 5-star. Graham Mertz was a 5-star. He's never looked like a 5-star in college. He's never looked that good, except one game, I believe. So you can't just go off of this, Ryan Day's going to find a way. I mean, sometimes the best coach can find somebody that's not that good. It happens. They just, we're going to have, Ryan Day's going to make sure he's that dude. Okay. You're also missing offense. You also had to just change your offensive line also. That comes into quarterback play too. Dude was Josiah Stewart had me mad yesterday, bro. I thought he was gonna flash in good ways. He flashed in bad ways. So that definitely wasn't the coming out party for him. Josh Wallace, he kind of had a coming out party. Like, yeah, I ain't no joke. But Josiah Stewart, Braden McGregor, honestly, all those dudes on that edge. I don't mind that you don't get a sack, but I want to see you flash, even if they're getting rid of it quick, which they weren't getting rid of it that quick all the time. I want to see you flash. Flash off the screen with a move. Oh, I almost got to him. I made him get rid of it just a second earlier. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel. Daniel Tavera says, we beat OSU this year. We sent an entire Buckeye class without any gold pants. We know who don't got gold pants. CJ Stroud and JSN and Marvin Harrison can beat the next one along with an entire class. Exactly. I don't have any gold pants to take home. Let's see what we got. David Payne says, we not panicking. Stop it. Okay. Living in Columbus, unfortunately, I confirm a lot of Ohio State fans have been very quiet after game one. Yeah. I mean, ain't nothing to be cocky after that. Like you played East Carolina. I mean, you played Indiana, and you didn't look good at all. Really, you didn't look good. And to me, it's nothing like you can just admit it. Like, oh man, I'm worried because I know I would be if we look like that against East Carolina or Indiana, whoever. I'd be worried. Like, man, and you know when we play a game like they played yesterday, I would have made a video. It probably would have been an hour long, about 45 minutes. When we play bad, I'm making them long, drawn out videos. Like, all right, bro, we get it. We played bad. Now shut up. I'm making them long, drawn out ones. We play bad. I'm about to go in. Let's get your water and your popcorn ready because this gonna be a long one. Let's see. Y'all try to read a couple more of these. Man, ESPN is talking about Prime. I mean, it's awesome what he's doing. Shout out to Dion, but it's like, bro, let's calm down a little bit. And honestly, I think they're getting a little too high at Colorado. Like they getting high like they just won the Pac-12. Like they getting high like they just won the Pac-12 championship. Like y'all might want to calm down. This was the first game of the year. Like y'all getting a little bit too hype, I think. Like this is a long season, and this is Power 5 football. So yeah, y'all might want to calm down. This was game one, and you got a lot more games and against tougher teams. So you might want to just chill out. Y'all a little too like they celebrating like they won the college football championship. Emil Robinson says, can you grade the wide receivers and what do you think about our routes? They seem very simple. The wide receivers to me were good. I thought they were all looked good and ran pretty crisp routes and caught tough passes. But the route tree, I thought it was too many. I think we do a lot of stationary routes. And I don't really care for that. I like routes that cross the field, whether that's deep crossing routes, slants, deep post thing. I like it when routes come across the field because you can, whether a team is in man or zone, it gives you more opportunity to get open to me. A lot of our routes are stationary and what I mean by that is like they run their route and then they turn to the quarterback. They're stationary. So I'd like to just see more crossing routes, deep crossing routes, posts, things like that give you the opportunity to run after the catch, slants, like Antoine Johnson was saying, routes like that. So, but it was the first game, so they might be keeping it simple. I don't like to go with this save and play stuff, but it's possible. And then our real offensive coordinator, he wasn't even at the game. He was suspended. So that's also something too. JR says Colorado game next against Nebraska is a pick 'em next week. I don't know about that. I think they might shred Nebraska, honestly. Nebraska's quarterback can't really throw. Nebraska's got one of those dudes that can't barely throw. He's just athletic. He can't really throw it like that. And they don't want to throw it like that. Colorado probably shred him. Because the problem with having a quarterback like that, once you get down, it's game over. Because he can't throw, he can't read defenses. So now that you have to throw it to get back in the game, it's over. He ain't finna. Once you get down 14 or 20 or once you get down 14 or 10 where you have to throw it, it's a wrap with a quarterback like that. Because you don't want to throw it. He can't really throw it. So 3 and out, mistake, interception. The game gets ugly fast. A team like Nebraska or even ECU or Indiana, the way they're playing this year, teams like that with these mobile quarterbacks that can't really throw, it's a wrap. Once you get down and they need to throw to get back in it, it's a wrap. He garbage. It's a wrap. So all Colorado has to do is get a lead, get a decent sized lead in that game. They get up 10, it's going to get ugly. They get up 10, it's going to get ugly. Yeah, they know these dudes can't throw. So that's just what I feel about it. Why can't we just go out there and embarrass people? Just make them regret coming off the bus. Let's inflict some fear in our next opponent. See, I like that, Roman Cruz. Me, and that's how I feel about it. On defense, I want my defenders playing angry and mad, like their girlfriend just left them, like they parents been treating them like trash, like they mad at their teachers, like they ain't got no friends, and they get on that field and they taking it out on whoever their opponent is. On offense, I want my running backs feeling the same way. I want my receivers feeling like they're disrespected and they got to dog these corners. I got to dog them. I got to show people that I'm that dude at receiver. Nobody believed in me. I'm trying to score as many touchdowns as possible. I'm not going down. I'm catching this thing. I'm making 2-3 guys miss, and I'm going to the house. I like my team or play. I want them playing angry, like just an anger. My life ain't about nothing. But guess what? When I get on that field, I'm putting it on you. For real. Exactly. And that's exactly why coaches do that. Good point, bro. Anger and a passion. And honestly, when you start practicing like that, when you practice and stuff, and you got an anger and that chip on your shoulder, and you can focus it, that's when you start really taking the next step as players. If you're not just naturally a beast, some dudes are just blessed to be. They're just awesome. But when you take that focus and that anger and that chip on your shoulder and really start taking it on in practice and in the game, that's when you take that next step. Like, everything in my life ain't going right, but guess what? I'm taking it out on you. I'm taking it out on you. I'm going to make you finna have a bad day. You finna have a bad day messing with me. So that's how I like my team. I used to get like that at practice, like, bro, my life ain't going good. So I feel bad for you, dog. I'm hitting you on the sideline. I'm playing dirty. I'm on you. Yeah, I think mentor is a technician. Like I'm gonna figure you out. I'm going to figure you out, and I'm gonna take away whatever you want to do. Once you show me your hand, it's a wrap. That's what Mentor's like, and I believe you're right. Once you show Mentor your hand, it's a wrap. You get nothing. Well, I guess I'm gonna get off of here, y'all. It's been an hour 45. That's a fact. Four receivers with 100 yards. That's unbelievable. I've never seen it. But yeah, I appreciate y'all joining the live. I'll be going live probably after the game or either most likely Sundays. It's probably going to be Sundays. But I appreciate y'all joining in. We got a long season. We're going to be chopping it up. If y'all let me know. If y'all want to, I didn't do it this time, but I'll let you up here and let you say your piece. You ain't got to type it out. I'll let you up here and, say what's on your mind. So next week, I'll be bringing people up. I'll put the link in the chat and I'll be letting people up. You can say your piece, ask me questions. I don't care. It's all good. So that's all I got for this one, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, go blue.